As we continue to see the evolution of marketing throughout social media, throughout video, through everything we do in real estate, one of the things we can do is that we can find certain people that can influence us or give us ideas that help us take our game to the next level. That's what I want to do today. I want to share with you different people that I personally follow, that I get inspiration from, and also that I'm literally trying to model some of the things they're doing or have agents model that I know is going to help them grow their business. All right, the first person that I get inspiration from is Brad McCallum out of Calgary, Canada with Real Brokerage. I really started following a lot of what Brad was doing by the innovative ways he was doing video content on his existing listings. He started doing this after he came to a place where he was just like, you know what, there's got to be a better way to generate leads. That has grown his YouTube channel. He's now got a very thriving Instagram page that really gives you an idea of some creative ways that you can not only market properties, but market your market. He talks about some of the highlights of the city. He talks about things about people moving into his city. He really does a great job of innovating the way that he does his content in a way that's inspiring for me, and I know it will be for you as well. Next up is Barak Sky with the Sky Group out of Washington, D.C., services Washington, D.C., also Virginia and Maryland markets. He's with Long & Foster. And one of the reasons that I love what Barak does is there's a uniqueness, there's a diversity of the type of content, and there's a creativity that you don't always see with everybody. This has helped him build over 50,000 followers on Instagram. And if you're looking for something where you can really see a bunch of different things on one page, Barak's a great page to follow. Next up is Jake Garay with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Hudson Valley Properties, serving the Hudson Valley of New York. Jake really does a great mix of video content. He does a lot of the talking head videos where he's doing interviews where he's looking offset. Those are performing really well for him. Also, he's doing highlights of properties. And this is giving him the opportunity really to build an Instagram following that is kind of beginning to really grow. He's almost at 20,000 followers now. So if you're looking for somebody that's really beginning to see their growth really begin to arc up and you want to model something after that, Jake's a great place to look. Next up is Jimmy Mackin, the co-founder and CEO for Curator, and in my opinion, one of the most proficient real estate strategists out there right now. And what I love about the way that he does things on his Instagram page is that he gives you the capability to see exactly what he's doing. He gives really actionable steps on strategies that are working right now. So he'll take some of his clients, he'll share the things that they're actually doing. So this is a great place for collaboration and to find some things that you can apply immediately into your business that'll absolutely affect your bottom line. Next up is Kevin Holmes with the Holmes Group out of Kansas City with Reese Nichols there. And one of the things that I love about what Kevin's doing is that he's actually taking and doing some things that are important to him, where he's really showing himself as authentically who he is. He's done some interesting things of not just talking about real estate, but talking about Kansas City, the lifestyle of being in Kansas City. One of the things that he's done, which is unique, is he's actually gone out and started a podcast called the Huddle Pod podcast. He's done this with a fellow agent at Reese Nichols and a friend of his, Caleb Drinkern. And basically what it's done is it's given them the ability to really talk about Kansas City sports in a way that gives them something that they can enjoy doing. It also gives them a ton of content. It draws and shows who they authentically are, which gives them the ability to draw in their ideal client. This has helped him parlay all of this into over 50,000 followers on Instagram, which is not only expanding his reach in Kansas City, but it's also expanding his business. Next up is Marley Presswood with the Marley Presswood Group out of Charleston and also Mount Pleasant, South Carolina with Real Brokerage. And Marley does some unique things where she shares who she is as well. She really uses her stories in a unique way to kind of get a backseat understanding of what it is that she's doing on a daily basis in her real estate business, the restaurants that she enjoys in the Charleston area and Mount Pleasant, and she shows who she is in a way that draws in, again, her ideal client. If you're looking for someone that does a great mix of local content, that does videos and information about her local market stats, and also someone that shares their existing lifestyle, Marley's a great place to model yours after. Next up is Andrew Undem with Assure Sales Group out of Baltimore, Maryland with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Home Sale Realty. One of the things that Andrew does is that he kind of puts a spin on things. He uses a lot of green screen to do maybe a little bit different spin on his market updates. He also uses his stories in a way that it gives you the ability to kind of ride along with him in the morning. He talks about what he has going on that day. He also talks about the appointments that he has. He shares some family content where you get to know who he is. This is a great mix that gives him the ability to really ideally draw that person that he's looking for. It's a great one for agents to follow because he gives tips on how to do the business as well. So if you're looking for a mix of content that's going to give you strategies you can use in your business, also some content that you can model in your local market, I love what Andrew's doing, and I can't highly recommend that enough. Next up is Ricky Carruth out of Orange Beach, Alabama with EXP. What I love about what Ricky's done is he literally shows you exactly what he's doing. Some of his content is literally just letting you sit in as he makes calls to owners in the Orange Beach, Alabama area. He also shares information about what's going on. Great mix of utilizing green screen videos, talking about things that are affecting the real estate market as a whole. Also sharing content that is drawing agents in. Over 270,000 followers for Ricky. So if you're looking for information on strategies that you can apply today, I love what Ricky's doing over on his page. Next up is Jay Johnson with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Beach Properties of Florida. Jay is a great example of, it's not the size of your audience, about the depth of the relationships that you build inside of your audience. He's utilized direct messaging in a way that's been very powerful for his business. Also, he took a little unique spin with his own accent that's very Southern to where he is doing Friday finds, where he's basically talking about a favorite property of his each month. I was just on the phone with him yesterday. He talked about the fact that he had picked up 3 listings, and all 3 of those listings had requested that he made sure that he had it on the Friday find. So he's taken one piece of content that's given him the ability to grow his audience, but also have a depth with his audience that's generating business for him right now. Next up is Katie Day with the Move Me to Texas team out of Houston, Texas with Real Brokerage. Katie is a perfect model of consistency and watching things grow over time. I've been following Katie probably 5-6 years now, and what's been great about watching this is the progression of her content and also the progression of her business as I've watched it grow. I think she's got over 6,000 posts, and what that has leveraged for her is the ability to be seen as an industry expert, not just in her local area, but it has also given her the ability to make connections all over the country where people are modeling what she's doing, which is leading to referrals for people that are moving to Houston. So if you're wondering, what is it that you can do to build a referral network? I think Katie's page is one that you definitely want to check out. Next up is Marie Boatsman out of Portland, Oregon with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Northwest Real Estate. One of the things that she's doing is that she's using content that is driven more on a little bit broader perspective as far as she's talking about trends in bathrooms. She's talking about color trends for design type of things. She's utilizing her listings to showcase what she's doing in her business, but she's doing it in a way that's a little bit different from others, a little higher end. And then what she does is she also in that mix does some of her content where it's literally she's just shooting some of that on her iPhone. Her stories are utilized to really get you a feel for who she is as a person and in her family, and she shares details of what she's doing on a daily basis. This is a perfect example of when someone follows Marie and she has that first meeting, they feel like they already know her, and that really puts her ahead of the game and ahead of her competition when she goes into this competitive environment. Next up is Bridgette and Jay Modglin out of Denver, Colorado with Kentwood Real Estate. And they are really doing some things that are pretty unique in that the way that they're mixing the content that they do where they're educating potential clients, they're talking and showing the lifestyle of their area, and they're doing this in a way that has really built a following that they know they have depth with those that they have that are following their content. So one of the things that really stands out to me about their page is the way that they're using stunning photography for still and carousel type photos. Also, they're using some video content in a way that is a little bit unique where they're sharing who they are, but they're also sharing the lifestyle of the Denver area. And this is giving them an opportunity really to see that depth built with the type of people that are following them. If you're looking for something that gives a creative understanding of how to systematically build your following on Instagram, this is a great place that I would definitely check out. Next up is Haley Ingram with Coffee and Contracts. And one of the things that I love about this is that Haley's a former agent that really started generating a lot of leads on Instagram specifically. And she began to have other agents asking her about this. This led her her to get out of sales and actually move into just assisting agents with the type of content that generates leads. One of the things that she does is that she's sharing content that will absolutely give you the ability to grow your Instagram following and the lead generation that you have there. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Haley's page, I would definitely encourage you to do that, because literally I feel like if you just scroll through and you look at 4 to 5 of her first posts that you come across, you're gonna have something that you can put into practice immediately in your business. You can't have one of these lists without mentioning the broke agent. Eric's done an amazing job of taking the mundane, the ridiculous parts of our business and putting them and framing them in a way that helps us laugh at ourselves. I love everything that Eric does. He's built out, Broke Agent Media. He's got this podcast. He's got the YouTube channel, but it all started with Instagram. So if you're looking for the original OG as far as comedy and as far as real estate comedy, you got to check out The Broke Agent. Last but absolutely not least is Ryan Serhant. He's probably the best real estate agent of all time as far as branding himself and giving himself the ability to build a brand that has driven his business to all other levels. Now, obviously he's very good on video, you'll see that, but some of the things that he's mixing in where he's talking about how agents can do the business at a higher level is great content for those of you that are looking to move your business to the next level. Listen, we don't all have the media team that Ryan has, but if we can take certain aspects of what he does and apply it, I know that you're going to see your Instagram following grow as well. Listen, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.